Do you want to win with your money? I see people struggling every single day. And do you know why? Well, for the most part, it's because they don't understand how their money works. The fact is, you cannot improve anything that you're not aware of. That's why I made this series, Understanding Your Money, to help you have a better grasp of the most important financial concepts that you need to understand in order to be successful with your money. Now, I created 30 bite-sized videos teaching you everything you need so you can make the best financial decisions in your life for you. Now, without financial freedom, there is no freedom at all. So make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos in this series. Also, if you find value in this, please share this video out and this playlist out because of the fact that I know it's gonna help so many people. As we're entering this recession that's coming right now, actually, I would argue we're already in it. This information is more important than ever, so let's do this. Hey, what's going on, Cash Flow Hackers? It's Chris. We're back with the Understanding Your Money series, and in this video, we're gonna be talking about how much life insurance do you need? Now, before I get into that, I need to make a preface to this. I hate that phrase. A lot of people think about and sell life insurance as a need-based product, and I'm gonna tell you, I don't believe life insurance is a need-based product. I think life insurance is a want-based product. And what I mean by that is, like, when I look at myself and I look to make a life insurance decision, do I make that decision based on how much I need for life insurance, or what I want to happen if something tragic happens to me to make sure that my family is taken care of, right? I don't need, my wife is a former Mrs. American. She's a really good-looking girl, and my kids are fantastic. So my wife would not have a hard time remarrying if something happens to me, right? Like, hopefully once she gets over the grief and the horror of me being gone, like she wouldn't have a hard time. And I have no illusions about that. But so how much life insurance do I need? That is a debatable thing. The question is, how much do I want, right? And I think that's what you have to come from. Now, here's what I want. I never want my wife to have to make a decision based out of financial need. And so I want to make sure that all the things that I want to provide for my family, my kids, starting businesses, investing in real estate, going to school, my wife running a business and having the comfort of not having to work if she doesn't want to, the way that life is running as we stand right now, I want to make sure that that continues. And that, this is why I say properly designed whole life insurance policy is the only product in the world that will guarantee to make sure that what you want to happen will happen when you want it to happen, whether you're here to see it or not. And so that when I say that statement, this is what I'm talking about. And so then it comes from a place of, well, what do you need? Like, okay, let's say, okay, I do want it. Now, if we're looking through it through the lens of like, okay, I understand, Chris, but I want it all. Like, I want to make sure my wife has it good. I want to make sure that my kids and everything is really taken care of. How do I determine what I need based on my wants, right? Like, so when I talk about what I need, how much you need, it's all, just understand, when I use that term, that phrase, what do you need for life insurance? It's all coming through the lens of assuming you want to take care of your family, that you want to make sure everything I said is kind of in place for you as well. And so when I look at that, here's what I want to do. I'm going to go to the board here, and we're gonna talk about this a little bit. So when I think about this, I go, okay, let's take a look at life insurance. So I say, okay, actually, I'm not even going to talk about a specific type of life insurance. Let's just talk about death benefit. Okay, so we talk about life insurance. So there's a couple things here. There's living benefits in life insurance, and we'll talk about that in another video. That'll be in one of the next videos. But for this one, let's just talk about how everybody thinks about life insurance, which is basically death insurance, right? Now, it's more than this, but for this video, we're just going to talk about death benefit need, right? Because that's what we're going to be utilizing it for. So what you have to be able to do to figure this out, to figure out what is the right amount for you, is you have to think about, okay, what is your current savings? What are your current savings in investments, right? Because you got to know what you're working with. You got to know your current income. right? Those are two basic things. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, you need 10 times income. Dave Ramsey will say, if you make $100,000 a year, get $1 million term policy and you're good to go. My question is why? Why is that the case? Why does he believe that? What is $1 million going to get me? If I make $100,000 a year, right? If I'm making 100K per year and I get $1 million of death benefit, which is 10x income, right? So it's $1 million. What does that do? And then if we go back to what I talked to you about at the beginning of this series, and if you haven't watched the video on the 4% rule, understand $1 million is only going to get me $40,000 of annual income on a guaranteed basis forever. What's that going to do for my wife? If I'm making 100 and she's depending on me, my kids, my family are depending on that, and I only have $1 million, which is what Dave Ramsey and Susie Orman suggest you to do, and it only gets me $40,000 of guaranteed income. Now, could my wife take 10%? Sure, but it's only going to take care of her in 10 years. So basically, it's giving her a runway to try to do some other stuff, but it's not promising my wife and giving my family the life that I would give them had I been here anyway, which is to me the purpose of this. It's basically what I want, right? And so what we have to do is we have to think about, okay, I take that into consideration. I take in what are the future of school for kids, right? Weddings. I got 2 daughters. It's scary, right? School, weddings, I can't even think, like cars, lifestyle, all the things that I want my family to have. Well, once again, I don't want to take anything off the table. That's me, okay? And I also don't want to push my values on you. So you have to kind of go through this and you have to figure out, what does that mean to you, right? Like, what does that look like to you? I want to make sure, I think, once again, this is just me, but I want to make sure my wife has the ability to run her own business and to be busy and to keep herself occupied, because I think she's extremely talented and has an ability to make a huge impact in the world. And, I want to make sure that she can just be focused on that, because that's once again, what I've committed while I'm here, right? And so these are the things that are just really important. And so when you understand what your future expenses are, what your current income is, what you want to have. So maybe I go through and I say, okay, I know that my kids are going to need, I need to put $600K, $200K per kid for school, for, by the way, I'm not a big believer in just saving for college, but I am a big believer in saving to set your kids up with like a springboard, a launch pad to get them going in their life. Maybe it's going to be school. I can tell you, I got 3 kids and I can see 3 distinct different paths for all of them. One of them probably is going to be a traditional college education. One of them is probably going to be something completely differently. And one of them, I'm probably going to wind up paying a mentor in my community 30 to 50 grand a year to mentor them, which to me is infinitely more valuable than a college degree, right? And so but either way, I want that money to help my kids get launched, because that's what I'm going to do when I'm here anyway. You know what I mean? And I want to make sure that that's taken care of. I want to make sure my kids have their weddings taken care of. What is that going to be? 100K, 100 to 150K? Cars and lifestyle. My wife, she's going to want to, say a $60,000 to $80,000 car every 5 years. So over the next 25 years, when we bake that in, we're looking at, I'm going to just say 500K for that in lifestyle. And the house, I want to make sure that my $1 million house is paid off. Right? House paid off. So when I break this down, that's $1 million, 500, 1.5, 1.65, 2.25, plus whatever my income is. I can tell you right now, I'm already at over $4 million of life insurance. I don't know. So how much do you need? Once again, this video, I'm not trying to tell you what you need. Right? I'm not trying to tell you what you need. You have to determine what do you want your life to look like, and then you have to reverse engineer it and say, okay, how much do you currently have saved? Right? What does the cash flow look like? And so just for us, this number changes based on savings and investments and current cash flow and all that stuff. And so that will have an impact on you, because if those needs are being met by current cash flow, okay, then that's good. It's taken care of. But what does your current income need? And this is active income, okay? Like, because if I were to lose it, if I were to die, I'm obviously going to lose what I'm earning on an active basis. If any current investments and passive income will be up there. And so you got to just kind of figure that out. And then you go through, what the future needs are and your responsibilities. And honestly, it's that easy. But don't fall into the trap that you just need 10 times income or 20 times income or anything of that nature. Anybody that's selling you life insurance on a you need X amount of income as a basis, as like this kind of like one size fits all equation in your life, I'm going to tell you right now, like, they probably don't understand full planning, and it's probably a more commoditized experience. And if somebody's selling life insurance from a commoditized kind of perspective, you're not getting the best service, you're not getting the best products, you're not getting the best coaching, and it's probably not fitting into your goals and objectives the way that you ultimately want it to. And the amazing thing behind this is that, once again, we're just talking about the death insurance. I'm going to do a video, the next video. Make sure you click the subscribe button, hit the bell, that way you're notified when the next video comes out, because we just talked a lot about the death insurance. I want to talk about the life component of life insurance, because it's not just insurance on your life, it's talking about living benefits, not just death benefits, but living benefits, so you can utilize your money while you're alive to make more efficiency in your life. That's what we're going to be covering, and I think it's really important. And so if you have any questions at all, leave them in the comment section below. I'll do my best to engage with every single one. Once again, if you haven't already, make sure you click the subscribe button, hit the bell, that way you're notified every time I launch a new video. Till next time, have a blessed and inspirational day. We'll talk soon.